UFC 218. Max Holloway defends his UFC 145-pound title against Frankie Edgar. And Max Holloway recently won his title at UFC 212 in the third round, knocking out the great Jose Aldo. And he did it just so eloquently. He was on a 10-fight winning streak, and he had already won the interim title, defeating Anthony Pettis, the ex-155-pound champion. And he knocked him out with kicks to the body and punches in the third round as well. He was on such a winning streak, and he's only 25 years old. Max Holloway has just fought some phenomenal fights, and we remember his last loss dating all the way back to 2013 against Conor McGregor. And Max Holloway likes to stand up. He likes to keep the fight standing up. He's got a tremendous speed advantage against most of the opponents he faces. He's fighting a really fast wrestler, Frankie Edgar, a guy who's getting his third crack at the featherweight title. Frankie Edgar fought some amazing fights in UFC, and we remember him first entering into UFC and first making that big name for himself back at UFC 112, where he defeated the great BJ Penn, and a lot of people still doubted him back then. He had to fight BJ again. He had to return to fight BJ. He beat BJ again, and after that, he went on and to fight some amazing fights. We remember the great Maynard fights and the Benson Henderson fights, and then him losing to Jose Aldo and going on a 5-fight winning streak after that, defeating BJ again, and guys like Cub Swanson and Faber, and knocking out Chad Mendes in the first round, and proving that he has tremendous power, not just wrestling that's amazing, but also great power, knockout power as well. He lost again to Jose Aldo at UFC 200. And a lot of people thought that he was going to win that fight. The betting odds were close, and there were a lot of people that were doubting Jose going into that fight, but Jose proved how great he was, and at UFC 200 did what he did in the past. He beat Frankie Edgar. Since then, Frankie Edgar at UFC 205 beat Jeremy Stevens, and he also beat Yair Rodriguez at UFC 211. So he's on a 2-fight winning streak, and he's getting another shot at UFC Gold. There's going to be a difference in height here. Frankie Edgar is going to be the shorter man. He's 5'6", and Max Holloway is 5'11". So we're going to see that going into the fight. We're going to see Max looking, a lot taller than Frankie. Can he survive the wrestling of a guy like Frankie Edgar? And you got to look at his stats, and you got to think he's only got a few takedowns, so he doesn't want to take this fight down to the floor. But he's got an 83% takedown defense ratio. So he's got a great takedown defense ratio, and that's why he's able to keep the fight standing up. Is Frankie, with his lower center of gravity and the speed that he possesses, going to be able to run in there at the right time and take him down? Can he get a double or a single leg on Max Holloway? Can he make it a Frankie Edgar type of fight? Or are we going to see the stand-up prowess of Max Holloway? We know Max likes to choke out his opponents. He's got a great record, and he's got 18 wins, 3 losses. Frankie's got 22 wins, 5 losses. Frankie's going to also have a reach disadvantage in this fight. Frankie has a 68-inch reach, and Max Holloway only has a 69-inch reach. So he's only got a 1-inch reach advantage, although he's much taller. I'm going to go with Max Holloway. His 11-fight winning streak is phenomenal. He's 25 years old. Frankie's 35. He beat Jose Aldo, and I know fight math doesn't work, but I'm going with Max. I want to know what you guys think. Peace out, and can't wait to hear what you say.